Hello, welcome to Sketchnote Day. So yesterday you read a story about the Duviches on Syringa Street, and now is your chance to show me that you understand the story as a whole, in addition to how it fits into a short story through the elements of short stories. So, I want to show you a couple of sketch notes. I've tried to give you more resources than you ever could need. So on the assignment page, there's a couple images and videos about creating sketch notes. I'd like everyone at the very basis to watch this one. It's only 3 minutes, and then check out and skim these two resources. If you're still like, I don't understand, then potentially check out these two resources, especially this one if you have an iPad. What I want to show you now are some sketch notes. Now, I'm not going to show you sketch notes for this particular story because I don't want to skew how you come up with your ideas, but I want to show you some sketch notes from other stories. So the first step is you would have had to have read the story. If you prefer to like print this out and make notes on it and draw all over it, I've included the PDF for you if that's what you want. So let's look at a couple sketch notes. Here's an example of a sketch note. You can see that they're using like a chronological kind of idea. They have the title here, they have 5 things they want to show you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in here they've got some words and some images. This is very artistic, like you can tell the person, it's not their first sketch note. Things like the calligraphy on the Y is really good. Generally, you might be able to do something like this if you hand drew it, but it would be very hard on an iPad with a stylus unless you had a lot of practice. Let's look at a more simple one. This is an example of a symbolism sketch note from Lord of the Flies. You can see the title is here, this is also standing out, and then the little boxes are all the different symbols in the story. And you can see that like it's not super artistic. They've just used like a filter to create color on the page, and then they've actually drawn specific things that are quite good, like this bleeding pig's head. But this is another example of a sketch note. So sometimes it might have a little bit of words, sometimes it might have a lot. I like that this sketch note included the title and the author of the story. In addition to this cool quote, I wonder what it means. And you'd have to think, and it makes the reader think, and it takes up quite a bit of space on the page. So I really like this sketch note. Here is one you might be familiar with from a student about Hamlet. I really like how the student has boxed in important things. You can see that these things are set aside, which kind of means potentially that they're important. You've got some cute little drawings here with little stick people, "You're not my dad," and then quotes from the text. That's pretty cool. And then a couple of interactions here between the characterization. So the student has taken what's going on in Hamlet and pared it down, boiled it down to this being important. That's what I want you to do with The Strangers That Came to Town. Obviously, it is a shorter story than Hamlet, so hopefully it will be a little bit easier for you. The last thing I want to show you is ideas. You look at these sketch notes and they're beautiful. How did they get that way? An easy thing to do is arrows. We're all probably familiar with mind mapping and concept mapping. It could be a road, it could be a plain old arrow, it could be a whirly arrow that like is challenging to decide which way it's going if you want it to be something confusing. You could also draw people. You can just have like a stick person. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Things that help is lettering. So you could probably handle like a block lettering or all caps or like small. You could also probably handle a dash. So just ways to make things look different in different areas. And then ideas about like bullets. So you could bullet things to list them and use different bullets to show different spaces. So you are creating a visual representation of The Strangers That Came to Town in a sketch note. So you could either draw it on a piece of paper, take a picture of it, and upload it to the Dropbox. That's totally fine. You could scan it. Scanners still exist, I don't know. That would work. Or you could do it on Paint or Google Drawing or on one of the many iPad apps. I'm going to be using Paper. It's free, so you can play around with that. The other one that I've been trying out is InkFlow, which is also free. So if you have an iPad or a tablet, you could play around with that. So today, your only task is to create the sketch note and to do the reflection. So I hope that that's manageable for the day. The first couple of days are a little bit lighter than normal just because we understand you're getting used to the program, but trust me, it's gonna like get heavier fast. So read the content, do the sketch note, and do the reflection, and we are good. So have a great day.